My name is Dani. I am 1,001,016 years old. I am a goth witch who is transsexual, male to female, gender fluid, non-binary, polyamorous individual.
Dani is a very interesting person. She's outgoing, very outgoing, loud, but in a very good way, funny. Dani always keeps me laughing.
Spooky. Spooky. I have always believed to have a very spooky mindset.
The spooky mindset is finding beauty in darkness and the overwhelming orgasmic sensation when you see things related, things that are spooky.
To me, witchcraft was always this huge fascination, and I've always just had this, earning desire to be a witch.
When Dani first mentioned that she was a witch, I wasn't sure how to react, but as our friendship grew, I kind of just began to accept it and not question anything. It doesn't conflict with my beliefs, and I was like, okay, I just went with it.
This one girl had come up to me and asked me if it's true that all that witches do is stand in circles and scream. Her perception was that witches stand in circles with sticks and scream random things, hoping for some supernatural thing to come out. No magical boyfriends dropping from the sky. I never really believed that I was straight, although I would always try to convince that I was straight and that I didn't want to be a girl, or that I was a very masculine guy, but my general emotions would always take over. Naturally, I was always not straight, but I would always try to be. And it was inevitable for me to grow up with those certain beliefs because of the way that I was raised by my family. Looking back at the time when I was in 7th grade, I see a huge progression of self-love and expression. I see a very closed, rather shy, sensitive guy at that time, and now I'm a very out and open-minded and very explosive female.
I've been to, I think, 3 school dances with Dani, and at every school dance, Dani has out-danced every girl, every guy, has twerked on the dance floor on multiple occasions, and even stood up on a table and twerked. And it was very funny to watch because people weren't trying to react, but at the dances, people usually join Dani and kind of just go with it. So people are kind of like, what do I do here? But Dani just embraces it and just is not afraid to be who she really is. And that is really takes a lot of courage sometimes because people can really put you down. But Dani is so forward.
Next year in my senior portrait, I am planning on wearing a dress. If anybody has a problem with me wearing a dress, I will just flip them off and continue to be fabulous and stare at their ugliness as they take my picture.
When expressing yourself as far as gender goes and wearing makeup as a guy, or vice versa, not wearing makeup as a girl and being more masculine, you generally learn to develop a very hard shell around you and a very thick skin.
She once wore a tutu and some really high shoes to a charity event that we were working last year, and kind of scared some kids because she was dressed kind of for Halloween in February. It was a Valentine's Day event, but yet didn't care. That was 6 months before she came out as trans.
I feel confident in my life and myself every single day. Well, actually, I'm lying. I always feel the need to show people that I'm confident with myself, even though at times I may not be. Whenever I walk down the street with, in outrageous clothing, I don't feel comfortable, but I never showed that.
Witchcraft in the like nutshell is just a way for a person to be able to connect with nature and be able to use that ability to get them through life. There are many different types of spells that you can do. Usually I perform candle magic. It's very simple. I will take a candle color that is coordinating to what my desire is. For example, I want love. I take a candle that is pink or red that would to me symbolize love. I then incorporate symbols of love in the candle, such as carving in hearts or, you know, penises, because to me that is love. And for me, love is represented in, you know, hearts and flowers and penises and hearts and penises.